Our next comedian hails from the Pacific Northwest. He is an incredibly funny person. He is also possibly the smartest person here. He's a physics guy, except for Ben Wasserman maybe. But other than Ben, probably the smartest person here. Please welcome to the stage, Andy Palmer.
All right, guys, who's ready for 5 minutes of fart jokes? I want to open up a climbing gym for children where instead of a big wall that the kids climb up, there's just a giant pit in the ground, and the kids slide down, and then they have to climb their way out. It's called adult life. Because be like, I don't like it. I'll be like, that's not your call to make. Jim, that shallow pit in the back there is only for the pretty ones. Get out. I like your confidence, but get out. I was in the American Museum of Natural History not too long ago, which I think was started by Teddy Roosevelt to show off his dead bear collection. It's like, I killed this one with a knuckle. They're putting me on a mountain! It strikes me as a very desperate museum. Like, the whole context of the museum, they don't so much want kids to like science as they need kids to like science. Like, really need. Like, there is a room full of rocks, and the whole pitch of the room, the subtext of every plaque in the room is like, please like these rocks, kids. Please like these rocks. If you kids don't like these rocks, America will run out of oil. I need you to like the rocks. I have a little bias. John mentioned I have a physics background. I studied physics in college, but I didn't pursue it as a career. So I see science kind of like I see my college ex-girlfriend. Like, I don't have a problem with science, but I don't want to see anyone else having fun with science. Like, I may as well have shown up there drunk and be like, hey, Science Museum, where's the side of you that I saw? Where's the diorama of a 34-year-old hungover grad student crying about grant money? You don't show the kids that. I miss you, science. I'm sorry I made fun of string theory while we were together. In fairness, you should really get some empirical evidence for string theory, because you're really undermining your credibility amongst non-specialists by promoting something that really has no basis known in reality. I miss you. I was browsing Amazon for dating books, figure out my dating life. Again, physics major. My process is first you buy the book, then you get some scratch paper and you solve it. And all of the books weren't helpful. Like, all the books on Amazon along that lines were essentially, they had a theme of how to get your dick sucked and find a husband. Which, those are both useful skills. But they leave open a lot of questions. For instance, what is the statistical increase in getting your dick sucked after you've read a How to Get Your Dick Sucked book compared to a standardized control group that didn't read any How to Get Your Dick Sucked books? What are the long-term health effects of a sudden increase in getting your dick sucked? Do number of husbands linearly correspond to the number of husband books bought? For instance, if I buy more husband books, will I get more husbands? Do husbands appreciate and value if you vacuum seal them? If you're getting your dick sucked while reading a How to Get More Husbands books, does that have a multiplicative downstream effect in how many husbands you get dating as hard guys? I had a friend tell me that I should start having casual sex, and I'm not that great at talking to people. I don't know what kinds of conversations lead to casual sex. I don't think they're quite the types of conversations I like to have, which generally involve a spirited debate about North Korea, no eye contact, and about 5 apologies. I would like to live in a place where debates about North Korea, or just conversations about North Korea, led to sex. I imagine North Korea is kind of like that, just because you kind of have to talk about it, and you probably have to have sex. So they're going to just overlap. the thing about casual sex is, as I understand it, the pitch is you sleep with someone who isn't going to like you in the morning. And that's basically what happens when I go to bed alone. I'll take your sympathy. I was browsing an anonymous online confessional where people post confessions anonymously. It's a great way to erase every feel-good movie about humanity you've ever seen. Just like 3 of them, and Disney's gone. It's an interesting. I read this thing that someone posted where someone said, "I have this overwhelming urge to taste human flesh," and someone responded to them, also anonymously, saying, "Don't do it. Don't ask me how, but I've had human flesh, and it tastes terrible." And I feel like the "don't ask me how" part really sidesteps a lot of pertinent pieces of information as to why it tasted terrible. Like, what kind of salt did you use? Did you overcook it? Were you eating a smoker? We don't know. We're not allowed to ask how. It's... Cannibalism is very obviously a taboo. It's very black and white. I think that when stem cell technology gets really perfected, it's going to be much less of a taboo because it's wrong to eat a living person. But what if you clone your biceps and make snacks for your buddies? That's who's cooler than Joe when Joe can serve sloppy joes made of Joe. It's just fun. I gotta get out of here in a moment, but I want to say this, guys. We're out. We're having fun. It's collected. We're together. The only thing stopping us from having an orgy right now is the fact that we're all thinking, "I don't want to have an orgy right now." There is nothing else. Like, if we all decided we wanted to do it, no one would have to leave to get something. Like, we could do it in like 30 seconds max. Like 20 if we didn't care about buttons. Just. I like to imagine that if we had an orgy, it would end with us arguing about what we